Now,
Your Honorable Adjudicator, I would like to reinforce our motion first. The motion is this House support the candidates military-based training in rebuilding high school students' well-being. So I would like to reinforce our arguments first. First, answer the PI. They ask about whether or not it's effective. Well, that is ridiculous. Why? Because it's already being applied in our country, in West Java, and it's already been begun a few weeks. And the result is the students that they will misbehave after being taught there, they came back home and they can improve their well-being or misbehave, and they become more better in their personality. They even cry to their parents. They even ask for forgiveness, etc. It proves that it is effective. Let's take to the second proof. We talk about Finland again, except by my first speaker. Finland, as we know it, is one of the countries with the most or the best educational system in the world. It's also the country with the best highest rate in the world. So again, they already applied this by taking the misbehaved kids to juvenile. They're taken by police on military instance. They're taken to the juvenile to be taught, to be disciplined, to be given lessons that they should change their behavior, and that is proving to be working again. So that shows that if the major countries can do it and just as effective, then why don't we do it in our country? And this KDF's reinforcement of military is our first step into making this. Again, I'd like to reinforce our key point of this argument. So our setup is we're trying to fix our country history. Why? Because as we know, with the rate of misbehaved kids in Indonesia, especially high school students, is very, very high. As we can tell, especially in the urban areas, it can lead to many things. It can lead to criminality rates, the increase of criminality rates such as tawuran, such as stealing, such as any other else that they can mention. Again, that leads to what? That leads to the instability of the country. That can lead to some like unemployment, that can lead to bad country results. So that alone, that shows that the roots of our country is the student itself. What happens if the students is well behaved and they lead to the criminality activities because they are not being disciplined well. So here, we'd like to propose support this KDM. We'd like to heavily support this KDM training because it's already happening and it is proven to be as effective to improve the quality or the behavior of the continue of our country, that is the high school students. And again, what will happen to our country if the continue of our country, which is the students, misbehave or they get to the wrong way. So it works on us, it works on us, it works on other country. So why don't we just spread it and we support it because it is working. Moving to our most few results. So the first, I will try to rebut about their statement. First, will the students feel? It will make the students feel unhappy. That is ridiculous. Why? I'm not saying that it will not. It will make the students happy. No, but we're taking misbehaved kids here. Let's use a robber as a comparison. Serial killers, robber, or stealers won't be happy also if they will take to prison. That shows why, because that shows why their emotion is not the key points of this matter. Why? Because they're leads to the wrong way. They become misbehave, which is that is not what we want in this country. So yes, their emotion is not the first thing that we need to consider. Why again? If you say that, that's ridiculous because serial killers or robbers or stealers also not happy if they will take to be jail. But what happens if they take them to jail? They will be behaved. They will develop a good or better behavior, and that's what's happened in Candy Apps. We have proven to be effective, and as effective, and have proven to give the students a better behavior. Second, I'd like to rebuttal about. They say that they provide better solution. They are able to provide better solution, and that is to join extracurricular or such as houses, etc., to help them discipline. Thing is, first analysis. First, misbehaved students won't even consider to join, such as extracurricular. They would be too lazy and doing their misbehaved behavior. That shows that this proves their plan to apply this extracurricular in the first place. But that would work if they make it mandatory. But then it rebuts your arguments that say that it will make them unhappy, and it's also rebuts your own arguments that it will take away the school's time from their time. So it will like overgrow, just like what you say. But again, why we think that this KDM is better. Again, why? Because it applies on wider range, not just about extracurricular and also in schools, but it takes a wider range. It can provide or nurture a larger area of students. And it's a room to be worked, and it doesn't overcrowd the school. Moving to our third statement, there are three statements that I would like to rebuttal. The rebuttal is they can just call military personnel to come to school and teach military things from first rank. I would like to reinforce our definition of KDMs. So you need to know what KDM is. KDM is a facility or a way to discipline the students. It's not just about teaching the military things, such as how you can do push-ups, or you can to go to war, or can you shoot. No, they actually discipline them. They provide them educational also. They even offer them counselor. So for the
okay, the promotion team has said that please that you just follow the military of KDS military base to follow the standard. So they ignore that mental health and pressure can be shown in this KDS military base training. So what are your solutions about this? So in my data, according to Ministry of Research and Technology 2022, reported young generation feel pressure 36.2% at this moment. So please give your opinion about that.
Okay, I would like to answer that. Why? Because apparently we can compare it to the VOC method of parents that they can behave us. So some of us might experience the VOC method of parents taking care of us. So first let me explain what is VOC method. VOC method is the way of the parents to take care of their kids disciplinedly, more sternly, and more disciplined, unlike the soft way of taking care of the children. So putting this into comparison shows that it doesn't matter, it can help the kids to actually improve on their behavior. Again, I feel like some of you might experience it again. You might feel bad about it when your parents be very stern to you, or very hard to you, or very disciplined about you. But then again, that improves. That what's help you improve your discipline or help you improve your behavior. I myself think we are outside believes that it is the same and it is working because the mental condition is what we need to sacrifice in order to improve the students. Again, moving to our arguments. First, this motion talked about the military base training that's currently happening in West Java, Indonesia. As we know, first, misbehavior in Indonesia is very big.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, adjudicator, honorable adjudicator, audience, and even organizer. I'm Magetan Stefan. Today I stand here to support my opposition team where we reject the motion how to support KM military training in Republic high school student good character. First, let me rebuttal of the opposition team. They said the military base can rebel the student character, but they said the military base can make the character. How you guarantee that can work they have a good character? They give you example from Finland, but keep in mind, Finland is a small country. It's not different like Indonesia, where Indonesia have a big country and most of people in there is very, very different, have a different culture, have a different mindset, and have a different language. So we cannot send it into a Finland because Finland is a small country that have a maybe not okay.
Actually, I think the size of the country doesn't matter. Why? Because the size of the country, we do it partially in a small area over and over again, but it will solve the problem still. So it doesn't matter. It's completely irrelevant.
Okay, but if I one point, Indonesia is a migrant country. There was a lot of people that have a good culture, have a different culture, and then they have a different thing about it. So, if why Finland can be number one in this country because there is have a good country, small country that's very easy to recognize them. Different with Indonesia, Indonesia have a lot of people, has a lot of different mindset, and that's why Indonesia is not easy to enter them into a military vessel because there was a lot of students, and when you enter them in military base, how do you guarantee that it can be turning into a good character? So this is a very conservative opinion, and I will continue to my argument. Okay?
You repeatedly asked him how can we guarantee that we will succeed, but we already showed the proof that the students know that already it's already happening and it shows good impact.
Okay, I want to go to my argument. Why is that guaranteed? Because different student has different methods to teach there. Not every student can be solved only bring them into a military base, and not every student can solve with one method. Like, for example, every student can change by meditation or counseling deep. And imagine where some students be good in base military, but he's only be good because he's under the pressure. And after the close from the military base, there can be more struggle. So, explain that. And another why I very disagree with this notion is because it can make personality stigma from the student more bad. For example, if he's a close from the military base and the people around it is thinking that he is a bad, there can be stigma if he is a bad person, he is a bad student, but he must change his attitude, he is a good, better person. But because there was a long time he is a bad person, so they will have a bad thing about in the civilian. That can make them cannot grow up and connect that. Okay?
So, what's the data that backs your saying that different the students need a different kind of way to teach? Because apparently, when you look at the news, all of them came back home successfully being treated, disciplined, and they show school impact.
Okay, I tell you about that. Let me example about it. Let me imagine that there's one student that I'm speaking to, maybe he is interested military gods, but he is really close, he is good character, but people around them is giving space because he is a stigma when he is a bad student. So it is hard to interact with people around him. That's why I say if this military-based training can make the student have a bad stigma when he goes and from it. So, why we must do it? And then I will to give us some solution. We can make the student more interactive in school, and we can make some program into school and then teach them how to be good people. That can make the student very good because they're not okay.
Program that can make students more disciplined, rather than just want them to join the extracurricular that isn't very effective. Because, like my second speaker said before, that is the misbehaved student wouldn't attend extracurricular thing.
Okay, so the school can add some seminar like into inviting the police or inviting the military in school and then train them into a good people. Then that can minimize the stigma of the civilians that think about the student is bad person and then can introduce into a good people. So that was my argument. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
So first of all, your honorable educator and the opposition team, I would like to reinforce again about what my first and second speakers say. So if there is an innovation and effective solution for Indonesia, especially start from Jawa Barat, then of course we should not refuse the innovation itself. Because why? Because as what my first speaker stated, that Indonesia's academic is increased in crisis because Indonesia did not prioritize education. They prioritize health over the education. But here, the fact that education is being so very crisis and not being 100% getting attention to it. And then the second one, KDN's or Kandidi Mulyadi's military-based training is not a program that gives a military education towards high school students. And so they basically just give an ordinary subjects like what we study in our usual high school. And then second of all, your honorable educator, I would like to rebut the opposition statement. So the first one, they say that KDN's military-based training will force students to do something that they don't like. But here I have an analysis, your honorable educator. The first one, if we're letting students do whatever they like, then they will act people in Indonesia. And then the third one, your honorable educator, they say that the KDM's military-based training takes more time. I have an analysis also. Students in military-based training will be replaced in military place for about 2 weeks. It means they don't study in their school. So how come does it takes more time? Because they are being replaced from the school to the military places. So it doesn't take time, you know. They will not study in their school, not after school. The military-based training itself is not after school, but they will have 2 weeks time to study in military-based training. And then the fourth one, your honorable educator, they say that in KDM's military-based training is learning about military aspect. But in fact, that student in KDM's military-based training is not only learning about military aspect. Most of the materials that is being given is a material that we study like usual, like in our school. But the difference is we are trained to be disciplined because there is military in the military place. So we just learn about like the ordinary stuff we learn at school. The difference is just we train to be disciplined in there. Because why? Because our point is that we try to rebuild high school students' character into a good character. And then the fifth one, your honorable educator, they stated about considering the mental health of the students itself. It's regarding to the POI before, the previous POI, but your honorable educator. In reality, KDM's military-based training provides a counseling places and counseling teacher. This shows like that opposition team did not fully understand about what is being taught in military-based training, because basically in military-based training we provide a counseling teacher, we provide like a counseling place where students can try to improve their mental health there. So what this is shows like that they don't fully study about what KDM's military-based training are. So I would like to give a conclusion also that once again we would like to state that they don't fully understand what basically KDM's military-based training is, and then while our arguments is structured and supported by facts and data, such as like the Finland, for example, that my second speaker said, and this should be a reason because why? Our arguments is really structured, supported by facts and data, and we can think critically and logically with our data so that there are no longer any rebuttals about this. This should be no rebuttals because our arguments is really strong enough, and this is why I'm proud to stand in the proposition team, and this is also the reason why we should win this debate. Thank you.
Of the participants that attended, the honorable educator, deputy moderator, and I may belong proposition partner. Well, our motion today talk about the House support the military-based training in rebuilding high school student good characters, and we from opposition team totally disagree with this motion. Judges, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Haidar as the third speaker of opposition team, and I'm firmly to reinforce our position today. My role is to provide strong rebuttal to the proposition team and consolidate our case. So, judges, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump to the first statement and claim from proposition team. Proposition say that effective solution for make a good system for education. They can prove that their argument as have real impact, especially in Indonesia students on high school. This military-based training is a new system where the people need a dedication for that. But promotion team say this program have enough impact yet. So please keep in mind that I'm sure that the first student to follow this military-based training can make our young dedication. Yes, please.
We didn't say that we have significant impact yet, because yet again it's already started. It's just started. We only answer your question whether or not it's effective or not. We say that it's effective because it's already for a few weeks and it shows good effects, as you can see on the screen.
Okay, I get your point, but yeah, my question academic point, but we are not refuse that. We strongly support the rebuilding of the character of Indonesia, but in another way, in many ways, like extracurricular, like my first speaker say, extracurricular and organization that exists with it. Okay, yes, please.
So you say that you are not the one to support our motion. You said
Rebuilding.
rebuilding our motion. You said that there's a better solution, like I made it extracurricular. Like that's your first speaker that Pramuka is one of the extracurricular. But you know that Pramuka is also mandated in the first grade of senior high school. That students are forced to join Pramuka and not by them lunch or what they did. Thank you.
Okay, I get your point. Pramuka must exist, so why we should add this? We can look from Pramuka in pain, and we we have to do this in a very long time ago. And before there are many of people who do Pramuka as the good impact of our rebuilding high school students' good characters. While we does to support this kind of new system, and yeah.
So it's ridiculous how you compare Pramuka to KTF because Pramuka has already exists for a long time, but KTF is new. Of course, it's normal for KTF to have some flaws, some things like that, some not yet good impact widely because it's new again. It won't happen in a single day, but it will gradually happen. You need to understand that first. Thank you.
Okay, I get your point, but you know that I'm as for the impact, and you say that enough good impact for Indonesia, but well, we still adapting to the new system, and Pramuka our school, we call it, we go with that, do this extracurricular for a long time ago, and you know the impact, right? So why we should add this kind of military-based training while still the Pramuka at here, and you know that in school there are not extracurricular only, but there's no organization like OSIS, and Pramuka I think is the one umbrella. Yes, please.
How can you say that you completely understand my point? While you keep saying that it's not yet have a good impact. Again, I said that it's just started for a few times. Yeah, so yes, we still need to adapt. We still have real impacts, but it will gradually grow. This is why it won't happen in a single day. Okay, it will need to go from time to time. Thank you.
Okay, I know, I get your point, a little, but you don't prove that the impact was significantly grows. Like in Indonesian student especially, you don't prove that in our nation there is grow and impact, right? By a little bit impact, but you don't prove the real impact of in this nation. Okay, let me jump to our argument. The first one is my first speaker Aziza argue about psychological and educational side, and my second speaker argue that social side. The first argument for my team that forcing students to do what they actually don't want to, right? It proves that every particular sector, especially in Indonesia, have disruptive military system. The main role of students is learning about what they should to know, but the profession will ignore that school shouldn't focus on military system. All of the students feel pressure with this system. Why? Because it relates to the second argument of my team. There are so many extracurricular like testing, sports, and there are so many organizations like OSIS, they will come balance. So it can be more helpful, and you can look at the real impact of this. So they can improve anything from the Kenyan military based training, right? Okay, let's jump to the second argument. It takes more time to do the case instead of the main purpose for study at school. You know that we're going to school at about 7 p.m. to 3 p.m. It means we just have 8 hours to study at school. But this military, military training, this is take our time more than we expect. You know that 2 weeks is long for the student, and the student need more and more learning, and academically, you know that the curriculum is changing, and the system are changing, right? And you know that means it on a student organization that focus on the academic based training, but on academically extracurricular, but it's not always related to good things, and it can be more helpful than you think. So, in conclusion, we are totally and strongly disagree with this motion. Please keep in mind, do you want to make this generation better or richer? That's on our hand. Thank you for your attention, and I want Almighty from the third speaker of opposition team. Thank you.
The speaker spent 7 minutes and 7 seconds. Now,
Alright, good afternoon, the participants here. I hope you're feeling as amazing as I am today. Right? The honorable educators, timekeeper, moderator, and all the participants here today, and ladies and gentlemen, and all of the profession today. Alright, I'm Nsdc, and I will enjoy calling Nsdc. And I'm as the first speaker, and I will reach the replay speech from the opposition team perspective. Alright, so I stand here to talk about what's going on through in this debate from the opposition team perspective. Well, we from the opposition stand totally disagree with this motion because it has some impact if we apply it to our place. This is fine if we support, like just agree with the program or just see that's a good program, but if we apply it to our place, we totally disagree with this motion. We have to give some reason why we disagree with this motion, and we also give some solution about why we shouldn't to jump into the military KDM program instead of military KDM program. If we have another solution to make students have a good quality or good attitude in school. And today I'll give some reason on some of the weakness from the opposition team in this debate today. So the first reason on the first weakness from the opposition team, the opposition team was ignored about the student freedoms in the nation. And then the second, the opposition team don't give a real proof on this place because they only see on the internet or on TikTok content. And the third, the proposition team, they don't prove that if student access the military KDM program, the student is always to be good character or switch to be a bad character again. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and in the motion that really do in just in West Java, and it's okay when we support it, but we disagree when we apply it on our place. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind, also, there's so much ways to make students to be a good character, not always jump into the military KDX program. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I will read our strength in this debate to be a winner in this debate. The first is the opposition team will save time to study about academic and critical thinking, always like organization on the school, like school, office, and etc.